This story would begin on the planet of Zeno-Sama. Being the king at all, he was bored, and in the same way he'd realize all the progress the universes had created.
Daishankin, I don't have any purpose, because even though I've got unlimited power, there's nothing I could do to take away how bored I am.
I understand, my lord, but you're the pillar of the 18 universes. You can't have such thoughts, because if thanks to you all the 18 universes were able to prosper, you were able to create the first life form.
You and I even created simultaneously, but even though my power is higher than yours, your ability on the battlefield's incredible. You've been called my guardian and protector.
Indeed, my lord, since you have unlimited power to create life in each of the universes, or rather, you're able to divide the entire infinite vast 18 universes and grant them life, while I have physical prowess on the battlefield.
You're right, but how do we unite our powers? I want to create a warrior who's perfect. A being who has combat capabilities that you have, as well as possessing the almost infinite reserves of my power.
To be honest, I doubt a body being able to have that power, let alone our combined power. That's kind of crazy, my lord.
You don't understand, Daishankin. We are not going to request a body of any god or mortal. We'll create this powerful being from the beginning.
You're giving me an idea that we'll create a new individual from our combined genetics, so that they could have both of our abilities.
Right. I'm sure we'll have a perfect warrior. We won't have a being that would do something against him, or even in the distant future, a super warrior that threatens to put my creation at risk. Our successor will defeat him.
I don't know if we're capable of creating a warrior with those capabilities, but if that's what you wish, my lord, you know you can count on me. Let's do it.
Because of this, Daishankin and Zeno-Sama would look at each other, beginning to channel a little of their energy to a specific point. As time passed, they injected more, and a small being would form in the middle of that power, while also they were able to absorb the power that was being released by the subjects. In this pose, they spent about 2 months. Thanks to the fact that Zeno-Sama's energy was almost unlimited, that's not a problem, while Daishankin was beginning to pass on all his knowledge about the fights and types of combat. I've been able to transmit all my knowledge regarding the battlefield, since that's where I have experience as well as knowledge. It's only necessary for this being to be believed, and that requires much more power on the part of Zeno-Sama. Zeno-Sama's eyes would light up. With more power being able to be perceived in that place, a great aura would rise, and on this occasion, a new warrior was created by Daishankin and Zeno-Sama, and thanks to this, his power was unmatched despite only having a few hours of life. My lord, apparently we were able to succeed, and as we were able to create a new being, and despite having a few hours being born, his power is incredible. That's right. We believe it, and if it's not for my energy reserves, have decreased to incredible levels. I guess this baby has great power.
I'm right with you, lord, but we have to rest. We have to regain our power.
Of course. We'll need to rest. I'll leave my guardians guarding the baby. When we already recovered all our power, we'll give him a name. But we'll have to think about that later. That's how Daishankin with Zeno-Sama retired to their rooms. While both were able to protect the little boy, in a few hours the power of that warrior would grow. At first it wasn't something noticeable, so the guardians didn't notice, but after a few hours, the body, which was small, already was that of a 5-year-old, which would leave them surprised, thinking that they were hallucinating.
What's happened? This baby grew up in a few hours? That's impossible. No, you're making a mistake, since that was his size. There's nothing to worry about. Since only Daishankin and Zeno-Sama, the first creations of everything existing, created their definitive shape.
After a few days, the baby's body grew even more. Both guardians came to check on the baby, but they'd be sent flying by a huge blow, which he wasn't able to dodge. The other guardian, on a somersault, was able to dodge it, but despite that, his cheek was scratched. He would take a bit of a distance, and a great silver aura would rise over the palace. While incredible pressure would keep them on their knees, they were surprised by the power that was released by a simple being that was only born 5 days ago.
How was he able to unleash that power? I understand the great Zeno-Sama is great in power, but the power of a king at all is not easy to master. We must stop him. If he continues like this, he might even explode.
Both guardians rushed the warrior with the intent of stopping the energy release. No matter what their efforts were, they couldn't do anything. Who was able to dodge their blows as if it was nothing. This time, the power that it gave off would treat Zeno-Sama's guardians as worms. The warrior gave a great roar and would make everything tremble. It was so powerful that it made the dimension that Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama were resting in rumble. It was incredible, because these dimensions were in alternate dimensions, which didn't allow the powers of the 12 universe to sit in those places. But despite being from another dimension, a great pressure would fall on both warriors.
Whoa, whose pressure is this? Even though it can move, I'm sure one of the other angels were able to do something against him.
I can't believe the pressure that's falling on me. I feel like my whole body's shaking, because my body's not designed for combat.
Daishankin with Zeno-Sama would return to the palace. The moment they arrived, they were surprised by the warrior with a lot of fur over their body, with one of the guardians being held without difficulty. Since the guardian threw punches and kicks, but no matter how powerful they were, he wasn't able to do anything.
Stop! I don't know who the hell you are, but if you continue with that attitude, we'll have no alternative but to end you.
Of course, yes. Us being the most powerful beings in the 12 universes, you better calm down. Otherwise, I'll stop you myself.
That imposing warrior without flinching would continue to suffocate the Guardian, and despite this, Daishankin would move at a huge speed against the warrior. Despite coming to the blind spot, the eyes of the warrior was fixed on him. Daishankin, surprised but equally determined, would lash out a huge blow in vain, since the subject would appear on one side connecting a powerful kick, making him fall to the palace.
Wow, this can't be happening. I didn't think in the 18 universes there was a warrior with a much higher skill than Daishankin.
One of the Guardians was badly injured and vomiting blood, would approach towards Zeno-Sama.
My lord, you gotta stop. That guy's not from our 18 universes. He's the warrior that you and Daishankin created. I don't know how he developed, but he was able to reach the great level in a short period of time.
Zeno-Sama would be surprised as the expectations he had about the warrior exceeded exponentially.
So that's why these great energy reserves, while his performance on the battlefield's unmatched.
Daishankin, without knowing this was his creation, would stand up irritated and release a great power, destroying everything around him while the 18 universes shuddered by the power coming from his body. After the end of raising his power, he had a cold look, pouncing on the warrior. Despite the power of Daishankin, he was able to dodge his blows, and the battle went on. The silvery glow of his eyes began to fade. While his movements were easier to predict, Daishankin, taking advantage of this, would connect a powerful blow to his stomach, making him fall to the base of the planet, generating destruction for everything in his path.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I'm gonna end your life. No warrior's able to make me bleed and get out alive.
Daishankin was throwing an incredible attack. An attack being centimeters from the warrior's body, destroying the great Zeno-Sama, an act that left Daishankin surprised.
My lord, how are you supposed to have this done? That guy's almost able to end the life of the Guardians. He even gave me battle.
I can't let you end the life of our creation, since that guy you tried to eradicate's the baby that we formed with our powers.
Daishankin would react with disbelief. He was about to end the creation both he and Zeno-Sama created, both approaching this warrior, laying in a crater. Because of this, he'd be healed by the power of Daishankin, and Zeno-Sama watched everything happen.
While you heal our creation, I'll begin to restore everything destroyed in this battle. I want to know the limit of his power and his prowess on the battlefield to leave me surprised, because despite not having a week that we had created him, he was able to give you battle.
I agree, my lord. It's amazing that the skill you possess. I'm sure that no matter what the enemy that appears in the future, this warrior can face him and end all kinds of ambition.
Since that battle 2 months passed, Daishankin with Zeno-Sama would inform him how he created and was named as the prince of the entire divine kingdom, named Goku. In these 2 months, Goku's power consistently increased, which would leave everyone surprised.
Zeno-Sama, I want to be able to travel through the 18 universes, since I have an eagerness to meet all the gods and angels, but I don't want to be told about my existence. But why don't you want us to tell of your existence? Is there a reason, or why? Please explain to us.
I don't want you to know about my existence or where I came from, because if you know what your creators, you'll treat me with respect, and what I want is to fight. So please, respect my decision. I promise not to do anything reckless.
It's okay, Goku, don't worry. We won't say anything about your existence. We won't even say that to any of the visited 18 universes.
Heh, thanks, Daishinkan-sama. In that case, I'll leave.
Goku would leave to the 18 universes, entering the main universe 18, which was the most powerful universe, and the essence that was perceived was more powerful than the others. Goku, arriving to the planet of the God of Destruction, would be surprised by the received beautiful goddess.
Who are you? And don't you know this is my territory? I'm the most powerful goddess of destruction of the 18 universes. You better go. So you're the most powerful goddess of destruction in the 18 universes. Surprises me because your appearance doesn't look like you're that powerful.
If Goku's mouth was closed by a powerful blow, it'd make him fall. Goku wasn't able to dodge the blow since he'd decreased his power to the level of an ordinary god of destruction. The power of the goddess of destruction, Cirrus, was not ordinary, and this would realize Goku.
Nah, that hurt. Apparently this will be interesting. I hope you're ready because I have the power to face the gods.
Goku would access Ultra Instinct, while pressure would fall on Cirrus's body, but Goku's surprise, his pressure was not able to subdue her.
Must confess, you have great pressure, but if you want to be able to do something, you better try harder, since we gods train all the gods, and because of that our bodies are trained to withstand great pressures.
The great pressure of Cirrus would likewise be released by the entire battlefield, leaving Goku surprised, since her pressure was equally desirable despite that of being a goddess.
Wow, that's amazing! I never thought the gods of destruction would have this great pressure. He's been able to repel my pressure, but I'm just starting.
Meanwhile, on Zeno-Sama's planet, everyone present would watch what happened from the energy sphere thanks to Daishankin.
Wow! So Goku's able to face Cirrus, the most powerful goddess of destruction among the 18 universes.
Daishankin wouldn't say anything, he'd just observe everything happening. Meanwhile, returning to the battlefield, both of them would stare at each other while their auras were able to free themselves as they destroyed everything in their path. These two incredible powers would begin to collide through Universe 18, which would attract the attention of all the other gods. Since the goddess Cirrus had never expelled her maximum power, Daishankin, who was her teacher, had not required her to use 100% of her power. I'm surprised Cirrus released all her power. She's even trained with me and never decided to use it all because her demonic blood could get out of control, ending my life, although I doubt it very much.
Daishankin, apparently this battle's interesting since they both are powerful warriors. I want to know the outcome of this battle.
I'm anxious too, my lord, as I've never been able to contemplate 100% of the power of the goddess of destruction, Cirrus. Everything would turn red around him in the battle, while several hands of hundreds of warriors would rise from the ground. This would leave Goku surprised, since that type of energy was never perceived, but without him being able to put himself on guard, he was sent flying with incredible brutality. So much so that this time, his entire body was destroyed by a single blow, and everything around him would be filled with blood. Seconds later, Goku would fall to the ground, and Cirrus would approach.
What's happened? Were you not able to see my blow? I hope you have much more power, because your arrogance, you should have a great power that supports you.
Goku would stand up, spitting out blood, but something would leave everyone shocked would be the smile on his face.
I didn't expect that. I never thought that being called a simple god of destruction would have power to hurt me. That's amazing.
Cirrus, before able to say anything, she would receive a blow just as powerful as the one she sent to Goku. Sent flying, but Cirrus, not expecting Goku's counterattack, would fall on the ground, forming a gigantic explosion around her. Wow, the power of Goku is able to connect a blow that incredible. Even though he has my knowledge of the battlefield, it amazes me he's able to even find her blind spots under control. But his only weak point is his overconfidence, since for that very reason Cirrus was able to hit him. From the crater created was a great lightning would rise to the top of the planet, which where the entire planet, the god Cirrus, would be destroyed. Because Goku's blow had caused her great pain, and because of this, Cirrus's flurry would increase greatly.
I don't know who the hell you are, but you can't let a mere mortal attack me like this. Right this minute, I'll plan to pulverize you completely. I want you to try. I doubt you'll be able to do it, though.
Cirrus, annoyed, would pounce on Goku and would exchange millions of blows, destroying planets and stars, but the longer it went on, Goku was able to adapt to her combat style, and Goku would dodge and block these attacks easily. Unlike Cirrus, who would receive multiple blows over the body, these blows were able to paralyze the entire internal system, now allowing her to use the energy that is able to defend herself with pure physical strength. Since she couldn't boost herself with energy, Goku, with a great speed, was able to hold one of the legs, destroying planets and stars with her body, and finally throwing it to a planet, being dragged through a few mountains.
What happened? I thought you'd have more power. Apparently your power isn't enough to face me. Don't worry, I don't plan to end your life. I just want to check 100% of your power.
Goku would turn his back to Cirrus, but as he began to move away from the whole place, everything around him would freeze, while an incredible domain would be released over the place. This time Goku felt his body paralyzed, and he wasn't able to move one of his muscles. While death was forming in Cirrus's aura, this essence emanated from her body, and was able to feel for the 18 universes, even in the realm of Zeno-Sama, which would be surprised.
What kind of power is this? It's the energy Cirrus was never able to demonstrate in her training. After all, the demonic blood was true. I gotta stop it. Since Goku doesn't have the ability to cope with that power.
Daishankin trying to leave for Universe 18, it'd be impossible since these universes were sealed by the energy of Cirrus, including the kingdom of Zeno-Sama. Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama could only see the fight unfolding, and Cirrus would stand up. With an incredible scream and an incredible power would be released at once, being so powerful that a sound wave would crush the entire body of Goku, making him fall to the ground.
What is this? Although it caused me damage, this pain was created for me. What kind of power is this?
Cirrus would approach everything around him was altered, and since the power of Cirrus was so much, that reality was distorting.
I'll end your existence once and for all.
The fist of Cirrus was centimeters away from hitting Goku's face. This aura was able to move it away for a few meters. That's right, Goku had decided to access a power beyond that which the beings knew.
This is my true power. I'm not able to master it in this state as my body seems to explode, so watch this and admire all my power.
Cirrus, surprised, would stare at the warrior in front of her.
Who the hell are you? I never thought that there'd be a being with power like yours, because with Daishankin-sama, I'd restrain myself from using my demonic blood.
Goku's power would continue to rise in a great way. While multiple roars were able to be heard throughout Universe 18, Goku's appearance began to change. Since on the occasion fur would be covering his body, then a guardian saw this transformation that he was accessing and began to sweat and tremble, since it was the same transformation which humiliated them. This is the ultimate transformation! The transformation which was able to be born, because even though we used all our power, we weren't able to do anything against it.
Were you guys able to see that state of Goku? What was that?
My lord, it was when Daishankin saved us, but the longer the battle went on, the powerful that state was lost. I don't know why, but the power he gave off, I dare to say, was more powerful than you.
Well, that's interesting. I thought Goku was going to die at the hands of Cirrus, but he's able to return by releasing a power that he never showed in our trainings. This is just what I want, being able to protect us.
Goku would continue to transition while Cirrus was amazed by the power released by Goku. After a few minutes, it was even possible to observe a great beast for the 18 universes, making each of the gods and angels tremble. Everything would return to normal, or what was believed, because in front of Cirrus, the prince of the entire divine kingdom was in his max power. I never thought that the 18 universes that I would have to use 100% of my power. You're a worthy opponent. I hope you're ready.
Believe it or not, my body's shaking with excitement. I long for a battle like this. You have no idea. Attack when you want. It'll be the best battle of my life.
Both warriors stared at each other, their auras colliding, and without saying a single word, these warriors launched themselves at each other, and the battle both were having was the most destructive battle in the 18 universes and everything existing. Since even a king of all with his unlimited power wasn't able to follow the battle by not having combat capabilities. The priest like Daishankin, however, was able to have the knowledge of the battlefield but didn't have the reserves of the king at all. And despite this, Goku, with both genetics, was able to incredibly hold Cirrus up, and his oversight with one of his arms would be scratched by the demonic blood of the unknown. But Goku, with great determination, would form an energy sword in his arm, and was able to count with his arm, giving a big smile to make Cirrus shudder.
I was able to study your combat, and I know your attacks contain toxins. Well, well, so you are observant. This battle is interesting. Goku, thanks to regeneration of an angel, would heal his arm. Starting to exchange millions of blows again, Goku's blood would be watered by each of the planets of the Universe 18. Without importance giving at the end of 4 hours, which none of the two gave up, Goku would throw a big roar out of combat, and Cirrus would cover all the wounds and would be out of combat.
The power of both we're able to demonstrate is incredible. I have to say that it would be next to the rulers of everything existing.
I agree. Since this power is incredible, we can't allow it to be other than Goku to have that power. Please, go search for Goku and then eliminate the 6 universes of greater power.
Although it seems extreme, my lord, it hurts me to know that my apprentice Cirrus will be affected by this decision. I'm sure she'll understand. We can't risk a warrior with that level appearing.
Daishankin, with his great speed, would move through the universes, being able to reach Universe 18. Taking Goku in his arms, leaving quickly, the instant Daishankin arrived at the Zeno-Sama kingdom, an incredible power began to be felt through the palace. I, the king of all exists, decide that the universes of 13 to 18 would be destroyed. We cannot allow an imbalance of the 12 universes. Zeno-Sama would throw a powerful energy, beginning to destroy all these universes, and its inhabitants with the same fate. The great sphere of energy began to arrive at Universe 18, but Cirrus, about to die from such an incredible explosion, masked as a subject, was able to create a portal saving a life of the goddess Cirrus of Universe 18. We've been able to get rid of future problems, and because I'm sure if the most powerful gods agreed, they'd be able to make a revolution.
I agree, my lord, but it'll be better to worry about Goku, since his injuries are serious. Apparently this time, we'll have to rest in the Heavenly Kingdom.
It'll be best so we don't have anything happen to Cirrus or the other universes. Because of the purity of his heart, I'm sure he'll be upset with us. However, Universe 18, the blood of Son Goku, like the blood of Cirrus, began to travel over the vast universe, mixing with other universes. And from there, a powerful race called the Saiyans would be born, who would be experts on the battlefield with a body designed for combat.
I'm the first Super Saiyan God. The power is amazing. Nothing and no one's able to beat me. My power is unlimited.
And thus the legend of the Super Saiyan God would be born. Millions of years passed since Goku would be sent to the Celestial Kingdom, because Goku would return with the intention of facing Cirrus. Zeno-Sama, Daishinkan, I have to heal my wounds, as well as get a new power to face Cirrus again. She's the only goddess to force me to use all my power.
Goku, I'm afraid to tell you Cirrus with the 6 most powerful universes were eliminated since you were out of combat. And in the Celestial Kingdom, Cirrus, along with the 6 gods, tried to overthrow the powerful Zeno-Sama. And for that reason, they eliminated by the great Zeno-Sama, since they left us no alternative.
I can't believe it! I'm sure Cirrus's heart was pure.
I understand that this will be complex to understand, but we have to give you time so you can understand everything that happened to Cirrus.
I'll leave to analyze the development of the other universes while I think about everything that happened. Don't worry, because I won't do anything that puts our universe at risk. Goku would go through the universes, thoughtful. Goku, flying aimlessly, would notice a race similar to him called the Saiyans, and he'd observe someone identical to him. Who are these guys? But who's this warrior? Since I feel a different energy in him other than all the other races of the universes. Goku would arrive to planet Vegeta, which all the soldiers would make reverence similar to that of Supreme Commander Bardock.
It's an honor to have you back, Bardock-sama. Why did you leave? We thought you were on a planet.
However, Bardock would arrive, leaving the other Saiyans surprised, while Goku and Bardock stared at each other, because on this occasion, the power of both began to rise in a great way. Goku would arrive on the planet of the Saiyans, which he would observe an identical subject to him, and this pressure was latent throughout the planet Vegeta. These warriors approached until they were face to face, with their auras colliding. Although the power of this warrior isn't compared in the slightest with the power of Cirrus, I gotta confess, I'm surprised that he's able to stand in front of me, since as I understand, these subjects are just mortals, the lowest scale in the divine world.
I don't know who the hell you are, but if you want to impersonate me, that'll be impossible. I'm the Supreme Commander of the planet, and planning to end your existence. I'm not interested in being able to adapt to the form of other warriors. You can't compare yourself to the power of the legendary Super Saiyan.
Legendary Super Saiyan? The hell do you mean? And for your information, I haven't stolen anyone's body. And for that reason, I've approached the planet. How do you have an appearance similar to me anyway?
I don't want your excuses. I'll show you real power. The power that can't be obtained only by stealing the body of your enemies. Watch. Bardock would instantly clench his fists, while multiple rays fell all around him. Goku was surprised because, in the essence of Bardock, there was little as his essence as well as his Cirrus. Bardock, after a few minutes, would access Super Saiyan God, leaving Goku, who would be surprised, and instantly access the Ultra Instinct, making a great silver aura rise above the planet, even being perceived by the deities of Universe 7. Well, this power is beyond the gods, and it surpasses the Saiyan gods, who call his transformation a legendary Super Saiyan. Without knowing that in his energy veins, he runs the definitive god of the highest rank. Hey, Whis, we must go to planet Vegeta, since we don't have the bearer of that power, and since the annihilation of the 6 multiverses, I, the ancient sacred god, had to resume my training. I don't know if my power compares to 100% of Cirrus's, since I also possess demonic blood. Beerus would instantly make some demonic blood flow over his body. Despite this being tiny, he could generate great destruction over the planet, and Beerus would stop using this energy while approaching Whis. Although it is what I hate the most about is my demonic blood, because every time I go into frenzy mode, my instincts are the ones that take over. I can't even control them. I understand, Mr. Beerus, but don't worry, because for that very reason, I'm here. I've been empowered with the energy of the Celestial Kingdom to be able to be your guardian angel. On that side, there's nothing that you have to worry about. On the planet of Vegeta, everything was being destroyed. A single signal from Bardock with multiple energy matrices began to cover the surface of the planet, leaving only Goku and Bardock. I'm sorry that I made you fight outside your planet. I don't want to cause damage, because all there are innocent soldiers that couldn't stand my pressure.
Ha! I can tell you're confident, but that's gonna be your downfall.
Don't say stupid things. I'm not even able to understand the transformation you can get. It doesn't even compare to my legendary Super Saiyan power, though.
What if you think we check it out? Because if you don't believe it, my body's gonna start to shake, and I already want to check the power that you brag about so much. So come on, attack me! Bardock with a smile would pounce against Goku, thinking it was just another weakling, but to his surprise, Goku stopped Bardock's onslaught with a gaze. Goku's Ultra Instinct was more powerful than before, and Bardock couldn't move in the slightest. Goku would approach Bardock. What happened? I thought you were more powerful. You can't even free yourself from my visual power. Ha! You're not worthy to fight me.
What is this power? Why can't I move? This guy's really more powerful than me. But that doesn't explain our kinship.
I really want to fight, so I'll decrease my pressure just a little more so you can attack me. I hope you're powerful enough to give me some sort of battle. Goku would decrease his pressure, so Bardock would manage to move. But he would take distance, going through multiple emotions of anger, disappointment, and terror. He didn't know what he was feeling, since he was never humiliated that way before, and he didn't know how to proceed with this warrior in front of him.
I never thought that a being that looks like me could have that power. This time I can't hide my true power. Watch this!
Bardock would clench his fists, while a large amount of divine power began to flow throughout his body. Bardock this time would access Super Saiyan Blue maximum power, and this power that Bardock would release would be perceived by the entire Universe 7.
Apparently the guy Bardock's facing is powerful enough to make him use all his power. Who is this guy?
I'm even intrigued, Mr. Beerus. Bardock's only used 100% with you, and although your battle was very even, you could beat him by very little. From that day, you decided to train so no mortal would be able to surpass you.
You're right. I don't always wish to resort to demonic power. I'm sure that in that case, using demonic power, I would have ended Bardock's life.
That is obvious, Mr. Beerus. In that state, you couldn't control yourself. Whis together with Beerus would continue with great speed towards the battle. Bardock would access all his power, with which a great determination would pounce against Goku. Both began to exchange thousands of blows on the battlefield. Despite the fact that Bardock was taking his body to the limit, he couldn't do anything against Goku, who would just be playing with Bardock. All the other Saiyans were surprised because the best warrior on the whole planet was treated like a child.
Bardock, despite being with his guard up, was not able to dodge a big grab by Goku, and with his speed would fly towards a nearby planet, crushing Bardock on the planet, generating damage all over his body. Because this time Bardock's body was expelling blood all over the place, Goku would leave him stranded on the planet.
After all, you couldn't force me to use more power, and I restrained myself with the Ultra Instinct. You couldn't do anything against me, so die.
Goku, with a colder heart, as well as his personality, would carry a great attack with his palms, and he would plan to end Bardock's life, thinking twice to throw this incredible attack. Bardock watched as that attack approached him, and he was not able to do anything because his body was destroyed.
I always rejoiced to be the most powerful warrior of the Universe 7. I even came close to beating the god Beerus, but this warrior has no point for comparison.
Bardock would accept his fate, but the attack of being about to collide would be deflected with great ease and would leave Goku surprised, taking a distance from the explosion. A big curtain of dust would observe Beerus.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I can tell your appearance is identical to that guy's. I can't tell you can end his life, since the Saiyans are under my care, and we know the origin of the divine vein.
Well, if it's the god of destruction in front of me. Interesting. I have millions of years since I have faced a god. Last time I faced a god as a destruction was Cirrus, and it was the best battle of my life.
Whis and Beerus would be surprised to know that the guy in front of him would face Cirrus, because Beerus, without trusting in the slightest, would access all his power, and this time it was overwhelming, and would make Bardock tremble. Since the last time they had battle, his power increased incredibly. Apparently, Mr. Beerus is planning to go all out from the beginning, and it's understandable because the guy in front of us could fight Cirrus. That means his power is incredible.
This is all my power, of the most powerful god of the 12 universes. I hope you're ready.
I must confess, you got good power, but you don't even hold a candle to Cirrus.
Beerus, a little irritated, would throw himself against Goku, but with his Ultra Instinct dodged all the punches. Goku would start attacking and be surprised to realize how Beerus would dodge most of his punches, and Goku would take a bit of a distance to completely analyze Beerus.
I'm surprised you could dodge me. You possess the Ultra Instinct, or do you have demonic blood?
I don't get what power it is, but it's the only option that Cirrus used to face me. The wonder of the deities would grow even more.
There's no doubt this guy faced Cirrus millions of years ago, and he even knows the existence of demonic blood. But not all gods possess it, since most of them consider it cursed.
Mr. Beerus, feel free to go all out, and apparently the warrior in front of us is a universal threat. Don't hold back, Mr. Beerus.
So you've been holding back this whole time, huh? If you don't use your demonic blood because of the fact you get out of control, then you don't have nothing to worry about. I have the power to repel you. I've been training this whole time to face Cirrus, and her universe along with her has been eliminated.
Beerus, without saying a word, would expel his power of the demonic blood, causing everything around him to change. And this would instantly create a powerful barrier in Universe 7 with the intensity of the deities of Zeno-Sama's palace to not feel the essence of the demonic blood. Beerus would release the power similar to Cirrus's, and Goku's gaze would change to enthusiasm, hoping that Beerus would go all out.
Use all your energy reserves. I'll be one of the best battles I'll have. Although I doubt you can compare to the battle I had against Cirrus.
Beerus, without saying anything, would release all his power, and after a few minutes, an explosion of energy would be seen with Beerus, who hadn't changed physically, but everything around him was destroyed by his aura.
This is all my power of the demonic blood, and of course there are the gods with greater affinity, but this is the affinity that I can control.
Well, I gotta confess, your power's amazing. I don't doubt that you can do anything against me, though, since your power's below Cirrus.
And although Goku wasn't finished speaking, he got a blow to the jaw, sending him to the planet, destroying it, because the physical strength of Beerus increased greatly. It doesn't matter the power of Cirrus-sama, it's superior to the power of Beerus. Due to being a woman, her prowess on the battle does not compare to Lord Beerus's. And although if we had compared destructive attacks, Cirrus surpassed him, but never in hand-to-hand combat as they will do now. Goku would get up and with an incredible aura would soar all around him.
This battle's gonna be fun, since your power is lower than Cirrus's, but your movements are more polished.
Goku would pounce on Beerus, and both warriors would begin to fight. One of the god of the destruction of the Universe 7, while another was birthing the Saiyan race. They exchanged millions of blows with bursts of energy. However, as the battle went on, more danger was stalking them. That's right, Cirrus was watching the battle while her warrior would put her hand on her shoulder.
Cirrus, because of the warrior of your universe was destroyed by the power of this great force to use the demonic blood, which gives you the power beyond your limits, Zeno-Sama decided to eradicate the most outstanding gods with that blood. I won't forgive him. I want him to know how much Beerus has improved, since he's always wanted to compare himself to me. I'll always be able to surpass him, although, of course, in hand-to-hand combat he is better, but currently I can humiliate him with only just one of my arms. I think that it's great that you have this confidence, Cirrus. It doesn't take long to end all those people. As you know, millions of years ago, I also eliminated by a relative of Zeno-Sama's bastard self, and they would see us as a threat as they eliminate us. Goku, I plan to make you suffer in every possible way. So you are the supposed perfect creation of my master Daishankin and the useless Zeno-Sama, but I'll show you how effort of capable to defeat talent. On the battlefield, Goku and Beerus would continue with their battle, but they would stare at each other, while they took in with their body the limit to transformation that they were at. The power of both warriors would grow incredibly. This time, the whole universe would shake. Due to the barrier Whis previously placed, the deities of Zeno-Sama's palace weren't able to feel the power of Goku, much less the power of the demonic blood of Beerus. At the prudent distance, a dark portal would be created, and Cirrus and the warrior would be rescued her before being eliminated by Zeno-Sama. Master, I want to finish all those bastards! I gotta confess, I'm surprised by the pathetic Beerus that he's able to give Goku a battle. His power is incredible! I want to destroy him, knowing that the creation of those bastards.
Cirrus, a part of me also longed to end the creation of those bastards. I'll tell you what though, it's Goku's fault who's being created by them, or was it Goku's fault his father destroyed the 6 most powerful universes?
I definitely don't know, Master. I want to know the beings of the Divine Kingdom to suffer, just as I did in my people. They were not to blame for anything. They were only destroyed by a whim of that good-for-nothing dwarf.
From that behavior, I've been able to analyze. The warrior Goku has a pure heart, and in that heart, it was much colder because he created both warriors. I'm sure that if we tell him what happened, that warrior will join us, and that would cause more damage to the dwarf.
That's a great idea. I really doubt that Goku wants to join us, but it doesn't matter. Those bastards destroyed our universes. They are their creators. And in that case, if he refuses, I'll end his life.
I agree with you, Cirrus, because in this case, he will not be able to punish the Divine Kingdom with severity and a fair hand. He does not deserve to be a ruler. We have to end his life completely. It'll be better to watch how his combat unfolds. In the battlefield, Beerus, despite using his power, couldn't give Goku battle, who would be using the perfect Ultra Instinct. Due to this, a large draft of air would make him retreat. Goku's body released more power that was able to generate panic.
Well, that's surprising. I didn't see this power releasing. I would be able to defeat an ordinary angel, though the Supreme Archangel would be complex to overcome all that power by fighting cleanly. You managed to give me a little release more of my power. I'm surprised at the dexterity you have. I gotta confess that Cirrus had more power, and I got tired of playing with you. In the next move, I'll end this.
Don't even think that I'll let myself be defeated so easily. Not much that you idolize Cirrus. She and I possess demonic blood, and her power from mine is not so far away.
I doubt that, and because of that, I want you to prove to me that incredible power you possess. I want you to be able to give me more battle than Cirrus could.
Beerus, irritated, would pounce against Goku, though Whis warned him not to attack. On this occasion, Beerus was furious, not thinking clearly, and because of this, Goku would let one of his vital points be discovered, making him fall to the planet. Beerus, upset, would try to stand, but would vomit blood, and forcing his body much more, he was able to lash out against Goku. His astonishment was evident, realizing that the hand of Goku was in front of him.
I warned you! The next move, the combat's gonna end!
Beerus wasn't able to do anything, but a large sphere began to be created in Goku's palm. Whis, from his blind spot, would try to attack him, but Goku's reflexes were faster than Whis's, and he would manage to dodge his blow.
Well, so an angel attacking from behind. Yeah, that I didn't see coming. Angels are supposed to be impeccable beings. An attack from the front, but apparently even among the angels there's scum like you. I can't justify myself, you are right. We attack from the front. Your power is higher than an angel. I won't be able to defeat you if I fight cleanly. Whis at that moment with his staff would release poison over the battlefield with the intention of getting into Goku's system while the battle was going on. Goku released a great golden aura, making those toxins that Whis released eliminated. I knew you couldn't fight cleanly, since you put up that barrier, which was capable of boosting you by 15%, it doesn't seem that much. But for divine beings' energy, their powers are amazing. 15% is an incredible extra in their power. That does surprise me. No being apart from the angels are able to realize the divine technique of the gods and angels. You are definitely a dangerous warrior, and since you have the knowledge beyond a mere mortal, that mere reason I have to end your life right now. Ho! So you'll end my life. That's interesting, because that's the same thing that miserable good-for-nothing god told me. I can't do anything against me. Let me tell you one thing, Mr. Beerus is the most powerful god among the 12 universes. I'm the super angel known as the Archangel, and his guardian and protector. I got to be more powerful than my god. That's funny, because you're telling me that, and you're telling me to understand that your power is 10 times greater than that of a god. I won't know until I'm able to fight you, so get ready, Archangel good-for-nothing. The aura of both began to collide, where Whis would be the first to perform his movement with the help of the staff, making a giant sphere of energy. And he would intend to leave him without vision, because the sphere would be close to Goku, exploding, creating a big bright light. Whis, with his incredible speed, would attack him, and Goku couldn't see anything. Whis would try to attack, and Goku in the same place, with Whis not being able to say anything, a powerful blow of Goku sent him flying. Goku wouldn't stop there. He would teleport behind Whis, give him a blow to the stomach, so brutal that it would send him to the planet, destroying everything in its entirety, due to this power. Well, I didn't expect that. I thought by calling you a Supreme Archangel, your power would be more destructive. Apparently you're still good for nothing. From the crater, a silver aura would rise. Whis released his power, and Beerus would be surprised to feel the essence released.
So that's all the power of an Archangel. The only one that's able to compare himself in battle is Daishinkan, the only being able to control me when I activated all my demonic blood.
In Zeno-Sama's kingdom, Daishankin would arrive to his king.
Tell me, Lord, what's happening that you need my presence?
I want to know Goku and what he's doing. There's no danger I sense in the universes. I just feel something's wrong and I want to know what's happening.
Of course, my lord, I'll see this moment.
Daishankin with his great power would observe from the form of sphere everything that was happening in Universe 7, being able to see how Goku was exploring the planet of the Saiyans, but this was an illusion. Because of Whis' barrier, all the warriors who would try to see what was happening in the universe would only see what his brain longed to see.
Well, apparently Goku's having a great time, since it seems like he's making acquaintances with the same warrior race as him. Of course, Goku's more powerful. He was the one who gave rise to the Saiyans.
I agree with you, my lord. Even there are Saiyans that are compared to the power of a god or an angel, Goku will always be able to overcome them, because the power of both runs through his veins, and there's nothing to fear.
Seeing that Goku's fine, I can relax more. Since something intrigued me too much, I thought that something was happening.
My lord, with respect you deserve, it's impossible to be a being of divine energy, being able to face you. Goku's power is incomparable.
I know, Daishankin. There's just something I keep liking.
In Universe 7, the battle began to lean much more in favor of Goku, because despite Whis possessing Ultra Instinct, he could have dodged the blows of Goku, and he had the knowledge of the great Daishankin, connecting some extremely powerful blows, which after a few minutes managed to blend Whis completely. As he would fall to one of the sides of Beerus, his whole body began to expel large amounts of blood.
This can't be happening. It's said that the Archangel Whis could only be defeated by Daishankin, but he's been defeated by a mortal. Goku would approach the completely defeated deities, where Goku would inform them,
I am not a mere mortal. I'm the beginning and the end. I'm the warrior who gave rise to this race, but you've calmed my desire to fight.
Goku would completely turn his back on them and would not see anything. A flash managed to connect a brutal blow to his stomach, sending him flying to the planet, destroying everything in his path.
What happened? He hasn't been able to see anything. It seems that there's an opposing warrior sending him to fly.
That's impossible, my lord. Since I was defeated, who else besides Daishankin's high priest would be able to give battle to him? But Whis and Beerus felt the terror. In the Universe 7, death would be expressed, and on the whole universe, slaughter and death were released. So much so that on this occasion, Whis and Beerus felt like their end was approaching. What is this pressure? Since even while fighting that Saiyan, he wasn't able to emanate such pressure, who is the owner of this power? A roar would be heard from the planet. Goku, where he was sent to fly, would difficultly stand up, wiping his mouth. Who's the bastard that attacked me? I hope that he's ready to get his life ended. This lack of respect I will not let pass. A silhouette wrapped in shadows would prostrate himself in front of Goku. Without completely saying anything, Goku would be waiting for an answer while not getting anything, and he would be irritated, trying to attack the entity, but it was not able to connect a blow, which would make him even more angry, since they were mocking him. Who the hell do you think you are? I don't even think Daishinkan would treat me that way, much less you, a mere mortal. To the amazement of Whis and Beerus, it would grow much more that the warrior whom they fought knew Daishankin. That guy mentioned my father. It's impossible for a mortal to know about the existence of Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama. Who is this guy?
I really don't know, Whis, but this is bad, because that entity that just arrived is evil and it'll end our existence.
Goku would try to attack, but that entity would stop his blow without effort, while those shadows began to fade, allowing him to observe Cirrus.
What? This is impossible. How can you see that Cirrus is alive?
This is beneficial for us, Mr. Beerus, because you and I unite with Cirrus to be able to defeat that Saiyan. To the amazement of Whis and Beerus, they heard Goku's laugh. But if you're serious, I'm sorry, I don't remember the energy was like. I gotta confess, that blow you gave me caused me damage. I knew you hadn't died. It's impossible for you and the other gods to try revolution. Revolution? What are you talking about, Goku? That's right, Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama explained to me that they tried to finish the 6 most powerful universes, since their gods were well with their inhabitants trying to overthrow the beings of that palace of Zeno-Sama. Behind Cirrus, a new warrior would appear. It'd be seen on his face how upset he was. Without being able to contain himself, he would release great power.
I'm Sorat! What are you trying to do in this revolution? You good-for-nothing worm, I was almost destroyed by the beginning of time, since my existence did not suit that dwarf.
The pressure had been released by the master of Cirrus named Sorat, even almost ended the lives of Whis and Beerus, who were the weakest subjects in the place.
I don't know if you know me. These guys you idolize so much, they end up with the beings they consider dangerous in the future. So even though you're their creation, I'm sure that in that moment, they'll be able to end you.
Goku, after our battle, I wasn't able to move, but Zeno-Sama began to eliminate all 6 universes. But because I was in such a terrible condition, I wasn't able to do anything. This saved me, since he went through something similar. I really can't believe they're telling me, since what they're telling me is something different. Don't worry, if they ended the 6 universes in innocent lives, I, as the Prince of the Divine Kingdom, will end them. I am surprised by the determination you have, Goku. It makes me give you pity that you found out this way. No, serious, thank you. I never quite believed what they told me. Goku would clench his fists, his hair would turn white, and anger would grow greatly. Goku's power grew amazingly. In that time, all the barriers around him were destroyed, and his power would be seen through the kingdom of Zeno-Sama, making the palace shake. What's going on? This is the power of Goku, but he's increasing his power at these scales. No god or angel has the power to do something, but something has to be done. Daishinkan would appear in front of Zeno-Sama and his guardians.
My lord, something bad's happening in Universe 7. I want you to see, as it's something that I can't even believe.
Daishinkan with his power would make a great sphere and showing what would be seen. Observing Goku raising his powers incredibly, and the face of Zeno would completely change, to realize how next to him was Cirrus and Sorat, a warrior who existed for millions of years.
By his expression, we can recognize Cirrus and Sorat. Both were eliminated by their universes, surpassing an ordinary god. If they're next to Goku, they could cause a great inner warrior.
I know. Although killing our creation Goku's the last thing I want to do, if he joins them, he'll leave me no choice.
I'll have to use the power of the hells of the 12 universes.
Instantly, hundreds of skulls as well as a great door of the underworld could be seen by the 12 universes, seen by the inhabitants of these universes, but all that negative power would enter the body of Zeno-Sama, and everything around him would begin to enter his body, and he began to access his combat form. The negative power he expressed in that transformation was incredible. Despite millions of kilometers, the power Zeno-Sama had and Goku were colliding, because on this occasion, Goku's power broke limits, and it was compared to an authentic king of the whole.
This will be interesting. Even though that we have the support of Goku, the power of that dwarf increased greatly. He was able to use the 12 hells of the 12 universes. Damn it.
He's the 12 Master Hells? Is that possible? So I had only the god of death to be able to resort to the power of the 12 hells. But Zeno-Sama, despite everything he's done, he is still being a light. He doesn't possess the essence of death.
Cirrus, I want you to know that in this time idolized Zeno-Sama Daishankin. In that creation of everything, Zeno-Sama was blessed with the power of all, and it was birthing everything. Zeno-Sama is also the first god of death of the entire multiverse.
Cirrus would be surprised by this clarification.
The one you idolize as a noble being, as I've told you in the 24 previous universes, I'm sure there are even more.
Their conversation would be interrupted as an explosion would be seen. Goku would reach his limit of his power, and there were celestial marks on his body. Marks of a divine being of the highest level. Marks that would leave Sorat surprised.
Really, the creation of those bastards at the end of the Reign of Evil. We have the advantage. Goku was able to release his celestial marks, and it gave him incredible power on the battlefield.
Even though they're my creators, they were able to raise me with the mentality that I would be the new king of the 12 universes. I can't allow people to be eliminated no matter what. I'll stop them.
A great roar would be heard over the 12 universes. Zeno-Sama and everything around him would darken with this new evil energy. Zeno-Sama would absorb the power of the 12 owls, and the power in his body were destroying multiple planets of the 12 universes. A great look of power could be seen from him.
Daishankin, you better be ready. This time, we're gonna end this once and for all. I have no plans to let those wretches manipulate Goku.
But my lord, Goku's already releasing those powers. His essence is able to fill this planet. That means that he has plans to finish us, and he wants to annihilate us.
If that was the case, we'd have no alternative but to finish him. And Daishankin, I want you to merge with my guardians to get as much power as you can.
Of course, my lord. Although I've likened Goku, we can't allow him to finish us.
Daishankin would absorb Zeno-Sama's guardians, and power would increase likewise to an amazing level, and everything around him would shudder.
Daishankin, being a gifted angel, will be able to master the power of the guardians. I'm sure that with that miserable Sorat, and he would come to face me.
Daishankin would expel his power, generating a huge explosion, destroying planets that were close to him, and his body released a power beyond a high priest.
I'm sorry, Goku. We have to end your life once and for all. Since you can become a threat to all of us, we will eradicate you.
Well said. I don't know what the hell's going on through his mind, but it's been the worst.
Both deities with great speed approached Universe 7. Being the most powerful deities of the 12 universes, they arrived in a few minutes. The instant they arrived, everything around them would be filled with multiple lightning bolts, since the power they released was madness. Zeno-Sama would appear between the great curtain of dust and lightning.
No long time no see, Sorat and Cirrus. I don't know how the hell they were able to survive my universe removal technique, but they amaze me. So it's true what Cirrus told me. I have a question. Why did you do it? You've always been my role model. What made you do this? I really don't want to exterminate you, Goku. You being the most powerful being of the 12 universes, we can't allow you to be equal to my power. And for that reason, the gods and mortals stand out among the others. We eliminate all their universes without a trace.
Zeno-Sama's right. We longed for an entire reign of millions of years to have a worthy successor, and for that reason, we decided to create you. Apparently, it's been the worst decision we've made.
I can't believe it. I always thought that all the beings had the same possibilities to become more powerful. While a being becomes more powerful, what you do is discarded completely. It means that if I become more powerful, you're gonna end my life. You're wrong. Because if you haven't had that mentality, we won't have a reason to end your life. That mentality you have, it leaves us no choice. At this moment, we have to end you.
Although I have a great affection for you, I can't let you finish us. If we recover all the power we invested in you, we could create a being with our ideals.
That's what I've told you, Goku. These bastards feel they no longer are useful as they discard you for a piece of garbage. For that reason, we gotta put an end to this.
Goku, you're not alone. I plan to end your life, but as far as I'm able to see, you were deceived by these bastards.
Well, those words were hurtful, and that you think of me after training for millions of years, you're nothing but ungrateful.
I appreciate your teachings, but I know our true ideals are for the sake of the 12 universes. Today, only one side will come out alive. I agree with you, Cirrus. It's a pity that we don't plan to be eliminated by a simple worm good for nothing. Master, I want to face Daishankin, because even though he was the one who taught me the whole basis of my combat style, I can't believe I was able to generate so much damage to the 12 universes.
Don't worry, I want to fight Sorat. I'll defeat you in one move, since you're a girl who doesn't have any power.
Cirrus would be trying to do something, but she would be sent flying with an overwhelming power, destroying the planet she had been sent flying on.
It's time to fight, Sorat. I remember that you're gifted of the 12 universes, but even said your power is more amazing than the power of a priest. I'm gonna end your damn existence. Ha! Don't make me laugh. You think Cirrus will be defeated in one fell swoop? You're deluded as power as Cirrus is amazing. You better get ready. Apparently, one who's really underestimating my power is you. The power I possess is capable of ending Cirrus's life with one blow, and I managed to inject a lot of destructive energy in that blow, my energy being more powerful than Cirrus's. Her body will be destroyed from within.
Sorat wanted a surprise to realize that Cirrus couldn't stand due to the effort, and was knocked out with the whole interior being slowly destroyed.
As I said, we don't know how we could survive the great Zeno-Sama's technique, but it'll be the last day of their life. Damn good for nothing. I can't believe you don't have any remorse for your apprentice. I, Sorat, will end your pathetic existence.
Sorat would expel all his power, while great roars would be heard through the 12 universes. Zeno and Goku, on the other hand, approached face to face, and Zeno would stretch out one of his hands.
It's the last chance I give you. Give up and end this life of Cirrus and come back to the palace. None of this had to happen. If you have the celestial marks, you will not be able to end the life of your creator. No, Father. Even you and Daishinkan were my creators. I can't let them end the lives of innocent people. And if it costs my life, I won't let you get away with it. I know that would be your answer. I really wanted to try. You're my first creation, but I have many more creations. So die.
Zeno would lash out against Goku. Father and son, battle to the death. Victor of this battle would be the leader of the 12 universes and would be able to make him resurface or be destroyed. The battle was in Goku's favor. Though Zeno had much more power, he didn't have the required knowledge on the battlefield, and Goku would take advantage of this. Even though while they were in battle, Goku's body would begin to suffer the side effects of the power beyond a king at all. With the celestial marks being amazing in power, they were capable of ending the wearer's life if he didn't have a gifted body.
My body's completely destroying itself. I even feel like my whole soul is disintegrating. But to die for all the 12 universes is dignified. I should have never existed from the beginning, and I plan to die in this battle.
Goku would expel more power, and too much blood would be released. Zeno's laughter would resonate through the universes.
I thought that Daishinkan granted you the knowledge of the battles. You're just good enough for nothing. If you continue to raise your power, you'll only get to die much faster. Apparently this imbecile is something else. I plan to end your life, but a creation of yours, I'll corrupt the new reign. For that reason, I plan to die next to you and Daishankin.
Zeno-Sama wanted to be surprised, but he was not able to react before an incredible blow which would be able to completely penetrate him, generating incredible damage. Being a king at all, it wasn't enough to end his life.
It's time to end all this, which would never have started. Sorat, I apologize. I want you and Cirrus to be able to turn to the 12 universes as a prosperous place.
What the hell are you saying? Zeno-Sama's injured. You won't die.
Goku with a slight blow would send Sora flying to the side of Cirrus and the deities of Universe 7, while he was able to seriously injure Daishankin. It's time for the three of us to be destroyed. Goku would lock himself up next to Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama, rising his power to the highest level. Though Daishankin and Zeno-Sama beat Goku, they couldn't prevent Goku from raising his power. After a few minutes, an explosion would destroy Goku's barrier, spreading through Universe 7. That warrior, he's worthy to be a ruler, but as his last wish, we will be the new rulers. From now on, if there's any corruption of the gods or angels, we'll have to account for us. Sora, with his great power, would heal the wounds of Beerus and Whis, while the communion of the new king at all would spread through the deities of the universes.
We understand Sora-sama. We are to follow him to infinity.
And that's how Sora and Cirrus would be the new rulers of the 12 universes, while Goku had been part of nothing with their creators. The confrontation between Gohan in his Super Saiyan Phase 3 form and Takagami marked a drastic change in the intensity of the battle. The skies, previously serene, witness of the confrontation, darkened with the energy unleashed by both combatants. And each blow resounded like thunder in the vast and silent cosmic space, defying the tranquility of the stars watching from a distance. The explosions of energy briefly illuminated the darkness, creating a chaotic and majestic spectacle at the same time. The flashes of light and shadow intertwined in a frantic dance that reflected the ferocity of the combat. The shockwaves spread out in the distance, distorting space itself and recalling the magnitude of the power unleashed on that battlefield. Each movement was a ballet of strength and dexterity, with Gohan and Takagami challenging each other in a battle that transcended the physical, entering the realms of the mystical and the epic. Their cries of determination were lost amid the din of battle, but their spirits echoed in every exchange of blows, making it clear that this confrontation was not just for dominance or survival, but for the legacy of their lineages and the protection of their worlds. Gohan, his eyes shining with an indomitable determination, channeled all his power in every movement, leaving a trail of energy that shimmered with a force that defied the limits of the unimaginable. His taut muscles, his golden aura glowing with intensity, made him an unstoppable force that sought justice and protection for all those he loved and defended. You will not escape my justice, Takagami! My determination's like an unbreakable torrent that'll sweep away any darkness you try to sow. Every blow I throw carries with it the strength of all those I protect and defend. I'll not rest until the truth shines on every shadow you've woven with your deceptions. Get ready to face the justice I bring. Gohan roared with fiery fury, his voice echoing across the battlefield like an echo of the very protective will drive him. Every blow he threw carried with it the emotional burden of years of struggle and sacrifice, the determination of a hero willing to do anything for the well-being of his world and his loved ones. On the other hand, Takagami, with his characteristic agility and calculated cunning, dodged Gohan's attacks with fluid and precise movements. His cold and calculating gaze contrasted with the ferocity of the Saiyan, unveiling an enemy who did not underestimate the threat he faced.
Interesting. I see that the power of the Saiyan pride still burns deep in your being, Gohan, but let me tell you this. However intense it may be, will not be enough to defy the chains of your inevitable fate.
Between each exchange of blows and dodges, the battlefield turned into an epic scenario where two titans collided, not only with their bodies, but with their convictions and purposes. The fate of both was intertwined in a deadly dance where determination, skill, and strength merged in a conflict that transcended the physical and went deep into their warriors' souls. The clash of energies was so intense that the Z warriors felt the pressure and overwhelming weight of the unfolding confrontation. The magnitude of the conflict resonated in every corner of the known universe, like an echo of power that transcended planetary barriers and penetrated the very heart of those who were fighting for survival and justice. The fluctuations in ki were palpable, even to those watching from a distance, like a symphony of opposing forces colliding in a chaotic but harmonious dance. Every member of the Z Warriors could feel the electricity in the air, the tension that preceded every strategic move and every heartbreaking blow. The earth trembled under the influence of the unleashed energy, as if the world itself was responding to the duel of titans being waged on its surface. The skies darkened even more, as if the universe itself was holding its breath at the magnificence and terror of that epic contest. In those moments of crisis, the Z Warriors' determination grew even stronger, fueled by the urgency to protect what they loved and to face any adversity with courage and conviction. It was a reminder that during chaos and destruction, the human spirit could shine with an unshakable light. Piccolo, with his strategic mind sharper as a razor, watched every move with meticulous attention. Every gesture, every spark of unleashed energy carried with it the promise of a decisive change during the battle. His intense and serene gaze concealed a precise calculation as he searched for the perfect opportunity to intervene in support of his disciple. Piccolo, with his gaze lost on the horizon as he pondered the situation deeply, added in a calm but determined voice,
Gohan is channeling an incredible power right now. If we manage to amplify their energy and coordinate a joint attack, we could tip the scales in our favor and find the opportunity we need to change the course of this battle.
His mind worked like a meticulous clock, evaluating possibilities and strategies during the chaos that was unleashed in front of him. Meanwhile, at the epicenter of the conflict, Gohan and Takagami continued their titanic duel, each determined to impose their will and determination on the other. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan Stage 3 not only gave him enormous strength, but also imposed a demanding tribute in terms of energy and physical endurance. Gohan, his breathing agitated by the effort and intensity of the moment, expressed with determination in his voice between short breaths,
His power! It's overwhelming! But I must stand firm! I can't fail!
Every word resonated with an unwavering commitment as he prepared to face the ordeal ahead of her, his aura glowing with a mixture of exhaustion and relentless resolve. His spirit stood like a burning flame during the storm, braving adversities with a determination that sprang from the core of his being. On the other hand, Takagami, with his arrogant smile and calculated movements, responded to every attack of Gohan with an inordinate confidence in his own dexterity and power. Takagami, with a voice imbued with superiority and a tone that denoted his absolute confidence in his words, defiantly replied,
Admiral, but naive. Your determination's remarkable, Gohan, but you must understand that no force in this universe can change your destiny.
His voice resonated with an assurance that seemed to defy all opposition, marking a gap between confidence in his power and Gohan's will. His self-assurance was impenetrable as the toughest steel, a psychological barrier that defied even the storms of energy roaring around him. The confrontation was coming to a head as the Z Warriors, with a mixture of worry and palpable hope in their hearts, prepared to intervene at the precise moment that could change the course of the battle. Vegeta, with his intense and analytical gaze, watched every flash of power unleashed by Gohan with a mixture of admiration and concern in his eyes. Vegeta, with his analytical and sharp mind, was muttering to himself in a barely audible tone due to the palpable tension in the air.
Gohan's unleashing an incredible power.
His words were a whisper, charged with respect and concern, acknowledging the magnitude of the power that Gohan was unleashing at that critical moment.
But he must maintain control if he wants to survive this,
he added with a seriousness that reflected his experience in past battles and his understanding of the dangers of losing control over so much unleashed energy. Goku, the legendary warrior who knows the limits and beyond, nodded solemnly at Vegeta's words. Goku, with a calmness that radiated experience and wisdom, recognized with respect in his voice, "We know what it's like to fight at the limit, but Gohan's showing exceptional courage that inspires us all." His words resonated with the depth of one who has faced countless challenges, understanding the nature of struggle and the sacrifice it entails. With admiration palpable in his tone, recognizing the courage and determination of his son during adversity, his voice, serene but full of respect, reflected the confidence in Gohan's potential to overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, the energy flowing through Gohan was reaching its peak, manifesting itself in an impressive visual spectacle. Its golden aura radiated an intense light that illuminated the surrounding space, making even the distant stars seem to pale in comparison. Gohan, with a roar full of determination that echoed throughout the battlefield, exclaimed with fervor, addressed to his father and Vegeta,
Father! Vegeta! All of you! This power is to protect you all!
His voice carried with an emotional charge of his commitment to the protection of his loved ones, a promise that manifested itself in every flash of his glowing aura, and in every blow aimed at the darkness that threatened his world. His voice, echoing like an echo of hope amid the chaos of battle, his energy, instead of just being destructive, became a beacon of hope for his allies, instilling strength and determination in their hearts. The buildup of energy finally reached its peak when Gohan unleashed a combined attack so powerful that it seemed to tear the very fabric of space. The surprise on Takagami's face was palpable, reflecting the magnitude of the force unleashed by the young Saiyan.
Impossible! I can't believe the magnitude of your strength, Gohan! You've unweakened a power that defies all my expectations and strategies so far. But you haven't witnessed everything I can do yet. My abilities are not limited to what you've witnessed so far. And I still have cards to play in this game. Get ready to find out that I'm not as easy an opponent to defeat. The true essence of my power is about to be revealed, and I assure you that it'll surprise you. The battle's only just begun, young Saiyan.
The resulting explosion temporarily blinded everyone present, enveloping the battlefield in a dazzling light that eclipsed even the brightest stars in the firmament. As the luminescence slowly faded away, it revealed an impressive but also disturbing scene. Gohan, still in his Super Saiyan Stage 3 form, was still standing, his figure slender but visibly exhausted at the limit of his strength.
Was that enough?
He was panting between short breaths, his eyes reflecting a determination that defied the fatigue that overwhelmed him. But Takagami emerged from the rubble with a defiant smile on his face, was making it clear that the battle was far from over.
You're barely scratching the surface, Gohan. Your power is awesome, but you can't beat the darkness that is hanging over you. Your determination's commendable, but the real battle is beyond what you can imagine. My shadows are deeper, and my power is vaster than you think. Get ready to face the true essence of the dark power.
Gohan's energy was fluctuating, a clear sign that his transformation was reaching its limit. The Z warriors watched with anxiety and determination as the battle reached a critical point. Victory seemed elusive, but their fighting spirit remained unwavering in the darkness that threatened to devour them all.
No! I can't give up! This power! It's to protect everyone! To my family! To the Earth!
Each word came out between agitated breaths, but charged with an unwavering determination, revealing the deep sense of responsibility and love that drove their struggle. His voice, though weakened by the effort, resounded with a firmness that defined the adversities he faced.
Oh, what a pathetic nobility! Do you think you can fight my darkness with simple desires for protection? Your strength is impressive, but your naivety condemns you. Don't you understand that in this world, nobility and desires for protection are as fragile as glass in front of the tide? No matter how much power you possess, the darkness will always find a crack through which to infiltrate and corrupt everything you value. It's only a matter of time before you realize the futility of your efforts, Gohan.
Gohan, his aura flickering, braced himself for another assault, feeling every fiber of his being burning with determination. However, the accumulated fatigue and the marked wounds on his skin were beginning to take their toll, weighing like chains on his struggle. Every move was a battle against exhaustion and pain, a test of endurance that tested his courage and perseverance. The vision of Takagami, his implacable enemy, distorted slightly before his fatigued eyes, reflecting not only the tumult of the physical battle, but also the dark and twisted connection Takagami maintained with the source of power that fed him. This connection, like a cursed bond, gave Takagami a ruthless strength, but also dragged him into the maelstrom of corruption and out of control. During the fray, Gohan found himself facing not only a formidable opponent, but also the shadow of an evil influence that threatened to consume everything. Every blow thrown and blocked resonated with the intensity of an epic battle between light and darkness, between the determination of a hero and the seduction of a dark and forbidden power. Despite the adversities and uncertainty that surrounded him, Gohan clung to hope like the beacon in a storm, remembering the bonds of friendship and love that drove him to move forward. Every beat of his heart resonated with the will to protect what he valued most in the world, facing the challenge with courage and sacrifice, knowing that true strength lay in his indomitable spirit and in his determination to never give up in the face of the darkness that threatened his world and soul.
Gohan, don't wear yourself out too much. Stay focused and in control. Remember, that true strength lies not only in raw power, but in the ability to stay calm and think strategically amid chaos. Do not underestimate your opponent, and do not get carried away by blind rage. That determination must be backed by intelligence and control. Make every hit count, and don't get distracted from your goal.
His words, full of advice and warnings, sought to remind Gohan of the importance of the mind in battle, in addition to physical strength.
The Super Saiyan Phase 3 form consumes a lot of energy. Gohan needs to find a balance between his power and his stamina. He must learn to control the flow of his ki to maintain his strength without exhausting himself quickly. The key is efficiency. Every movement must be precisely calculated and executed to maximize the impact without wasting energy. It's a challenge to master this state, but if Gohan manages to find that harmony, his potential will be truly formidable.
His words, full of experience and knowledge, sought to guide Gohan towards a better understanding of how to use his power without compromising his endurance in battle. As Gohan and Takagami continued their confrontation, Goku's eyes, a symbol of hope for everyone, shone with determination during the intense strife. His strategic mind was working at full speed, analyzing every move of his son and enemies to find the perfect crack in Takagami's defense. Every glimmer in his gaze reflects years of training, epic battles, and an unwavering desire to protect those he loved. In the distance, Vegeta stood in a fighting position, his Saiyan pride burning like an unstoppable flame. His defiant aura and combat experience combined into a formidable force, ready to unleash his power at the precise moment. Piccolo, with his calculated serenity, was watching the battle with sharp eyes, ready to strategically intervene and balance the scales in favor of his comrades. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, were in the middle of the recovery process after the intense confrontation against Takagami. Despite their damage received, his determination did not waver. Both focused on channeling their ki with precision, taking advantage of every breath to restore their energies and strengthen their bodies. Goten, with his indomitable spirit and his face marked with determination, closed his eyes with concentration as he felt the flow of vital energy revitalize his fatigued muscles. "We have to be ready to return to the battle at any moment," he thought to himself, remembering the responsibility he shared with his friend Trunks to protect his family and his home. On the other hand, Trunks, with his mind focused and his ki shining with renewed intensity, was striving to reach an optimal state of recovery. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he reflected, aware of the challenges they still faced and the need to be prepared to face any adversity that stood in their way. Both young warriors knew that the battle was not over yet. With determination in their hearts and their ki channeling with precision, they were preparing for the next chapter in their fight for the protection of their world. "Gohan's giving his best. His strength and determination are impressive, but we need to find an opening to channel more energy towards him and empower his power to the fullest. We must all join forces and find a way to support him in this crucial battle. Our connection as a family and as a team is our greatest strength. Let's make every hit and every effort count to protect our home and those we love." His words, full of determination and hope, reflected his confidence in the team's ability to overcome any challenge when working together.
Your resistance is admirable, but useless. My power is absolute. No matter how much they fight, they won't be able to stop me. My strength is unshakable, and my determination relentless. There is no escape from my dominion. It's time for you to give up and accept your fate under my control.
Every word was loaded with arrogance and certainty. as Takagami continued to unleash his dark power with ruthless ferocity. Gohan, with a superhuman effort, managed to deflect Takagami's attacks and counterattacked with a burst of brilliant energy. The collision of powers created a shockwave that shook the nearby atmosphere.
I will not allow you to destroy what I love! My bonds and my strength are greater than any darkness you could throw! I'm ready to face any challenge and overcome any obstacle to ensure a secure future for everyone! There will be no place for destruction in my world!
Your emotions make you weak, Gohan. The real strength lies in the darkness. Your love and your bonds are chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential. Don't you see that the darkness offers unlimited and unrestricted power? Abandon your illusions of grandeur, young Saiyan. Face the truth that only darkness can bring you true strength and absolute dominion over the world.
Every word was imbued with an icy arrogance and a fanatical belief in the corrupting power of darkness. Takagami sought to sow doubts and weakness in Gohan's mind, challenging his conception of strength and courage. The struggle became more intense with each pressing moment. Gohan, despite showing obvious exhaustion with every short breath, remained firm and undetermined, refusing to back down from the challenge Takagami posed. His eyes reflected an unwavering determination as he faced the malevolent machinations of his enemy. However, Takagami's evil cunning was revealed in all its magnitude when he began to manipulate the environment around him with dark mastery. The dark creatures had summoned with his sinister magic were already at the edge of the surface, ready to emerge and join the battle with uncontrollable ferocity. The air was charged with an ominous presence as the shadows of those creatures danced unexpectedly, eager to join the conflict and show their destructive power. Faced with the imminent threat, the Z Warriors did not hesitate to prepare to face these creatures that represented an unknown but tangible danger. Vegeta, with his characteristic defiant tone, exclaimed as he adjusted his combat posture, "I'll not allow those abominations to ruin our path to victory. It's time to show them the true power of a Saiyan." Piccolo, the group's calm strategist, quickly assessed the situation and proposed a plan of action.
We're facing a cunning enemy who uses manipulation as a weapon. We must act with coordination and precision. Gohan, you now take care of containing the creatures. Vegeta, Goku, keep the pressure on Takagami and don't let him breathe easy.
Goku, with a determined smile on his face, nodded energetically.
We have it, Piccolo! I'm confident that together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way! We're going to give our best!
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, who were always looking to prove their bravery, exchanged a look of complacency before joining the plan.
Yes! Let's show these monsters what it means to be a real team!
Determination shone in the eyes of each Z warrior as they prepared for the upcoming showdown, their hearts resonating with the memory of Tenshinhan and Chaos's courageous sacrifice. Those moments of heroism and camaraderie resonated like an echo in their souls, reminding them of the price they sometimes had to pay to protect the world they loved. Goku, with a silent bow to his fallen friends, took a moment to remember his valuable lessons of courage and determination.
Our friend showed us that even in the darkest moments, we can find the strength to face any challenge. His sacrifice will not be in vain as long as we keep fighting and keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Every blow we take, every obstacle we face is proof of our determination and our commitment to a better future. We'll not let his sacrifice be forgotten. Let's keep fighting with all our heart and spirit.
Vegeta, with an intense gaze fixed on the horizon, added solemnly,
Every battle teaches us something new. We must honor his memory by overcoming our limits, protecting this world, not only for ourselves, but for those who are no longer there.
Piccolo, the serene strategist, reflected on the importance of learning from each experience.
Every battle, every loss, strengthens us and teaches us to be better warriors. Let's move forward with determination and wisdom.
Goten and Trunks, the young warriors, full of energy and competitive spirit, exchanged a look of respect towards the heroes of the past.
We're going to make their bravery and sacrifice worthwhile. We'll fight with everything we have.
The memory of Tenshinhan and Chaos became a flame that fanned the determination and fighting spirit of the Z Warriors. With their hearts united in a common purpose, they prepared to face the next challenge with the strength of those who came before them, ready to write the next chapter in the history of defending the Earth against the forces of evil. The battle reached unprecedented levels of intensity, with every move unleashing a wave of energy that shook the battlefield. Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, led the charge against the emerging shadows, channeling his ki into powerful explosions that dispelled the creatures one after another. Every flash of light harbored the determination to protect their loved ones and their home from the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Mr. Piccolo, behind you! Watch your back! The enemy's trying to surprise us with sneak attacks! We can't afford to let our guard down for 1 second in this battle! Our togetherness is our greatest strength, and together we'll overcome any challenge that comes our way! I trust in your strategic wisdom, Mr. Piccolo, but I'm also here to support you in every move! Let's move forward with determination and protect what we value with all our might!
Piccolo responded quickly, deflecting the attack with an energy shield. Thank you, Gohan. Your quick alertness and attention to detail are crucial in this battle. Our coordination and communication are what will keep us one step ahead in the face of our enemies. Let's keep working together. Every move counts in this matchup. By his side, Piccolo displayed his tactical ingenuity with mastery, drawing lines of defense and counterattack with pinpoint accuracy. His strategies were like chess moves on the battlefield, anticipating the enemy's moves and coordinating attacks to maximize the impact. Between them, an almost perfect synchronicity is woven, where Gohan's brute force found balance at Piccolo's strategic cunning.
Vegeta, get ready for our combined attack! We can't hold any back anymore! It's time to deploy all our power and show them what we're capable of! Together, we're unstoppable, Vegeta! Let's prove once again why we're the most powerful Z warriors in the universe! Let's go!
You don't need to tell me, Kakaroto. I'm always ready for the combat. Our combined power will overcome any obstacle that stands in our way. Get ready to witness the true strength of the Saiyan race. Let's go! Every clash of powers, every rumble of explosions resounded like a chant of resistance, bravery during chaos. The bonds of camaraderie and trust between the Z Warriors were strengthened by adversity, reminding them that together they were more than the sum of their individual abilities. In this ballet of strength and strategy, where each movement had the weight of survival and the hope of a future in which light would prevail over shadows. Vegeta and Goku, in their eternal friendly rivalry forged in countless battles, coordinated their attacks with an almost telepathic synchronization. Like two warriors who share a unique and deep bond, their fiery determination was reflected in every move, every punch, and every burst of energy they threw at their formidable opponent, Takagami. Goku, it's time to unite our powers to take down this guy once and for all. We'll not allow it to continue sowing chaos and destruction. Our combined strength will be their undoing. Take this, Takagami! This is the end that awaits you for challenging the Z Warriors.
I'm with you, Vegeta! There's no turning back now! Together, we'll put an end to this threat once and for all! Let's get him!
The latter, a formidable adversary in his own right, was forced to quickly divert his attention between dodging the quick and precise strikes of the Saiyans and dealing with the strategic cunning of Gohan and the tactical prowess of Piccolo. Don't underestimate my powers, Saiyans. My abilities go beyond what you can imagine. Your determination's admirable, but it won't be enough to stop me. Get ready to know the true darkness that resides in this universe. The frantic dance of attacks and defenses between the protagonists became a ballet of opposing forces, where speed and power merged into an unparalleled combat choreography. Each shock of energy unleashed explosions of ki that lit up the sky like shooting stars on a stormy night, painting the firmament with flashes of power and determination. The battlefield was transformed into an epic scenario where the fates of the combatants were intertwined in a cosmic drama of legendary proportions. Gohan, now's your time to shine. Use this opportunity to show your true power and determination. We're all counting on you to turn the tide of this battle. Don't hold back. Give your best and make every hit count. The fate of everyone depends on your courage and strength in this crucial moment.
Come on, Dad! Mr. Piccolo! We won't stop until we beat you! Our determination's stronger than ever, and together, we're unstoppable! This is our moment to show that together, we can overcome any obstacle! Let's trust in our bonds, and fight with everything we have!
Meanwhile, Gohan's relentless determination and Piccolo's tactical wisdom added layers of complexity to the conflict, consistently challenging Takagami's strategies and moves. The intensity of the confrontation reached its peak, and with each hero and villain deploying their maximum potential in search of victory. Amid the chaos of battle, friendship and honor and inner strength shone as beacons of hope in a universe fraught with unfathomable challenges and dangers. Goten and Trunks, following the meticulous plan laid out by Piccolo to the latter, demonstrated a perfect synchronization that bordered on the supernatural. As young Saiyan warriors, their connection was more than a simple strategic alliance. It was the manifestation of a deep and lasting friendship, forged in countless shared trainings and battles. Every movement, every gesture, flowed between them in an innate harmony that only the strongest bonds could sustain.
Goten, your task is to maintain the defensive perimeter. Don't let anything surprise us from behind. Trunks, look for any opportunity to counterattack. We need to take advantage of every gap in their defense to turn the tide in this battle.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll be attentive and make sure that nothing takes us by surprise.
Following Piccolo's instructions, Goten unleashed bursts of energy with the dexterity and speed typical of the Saiyan lineage.
Come on, Trunks, let's keep the pressure on. Let's not give up and take every opportunity to move forward.
His attacks were precise and forceful, outlining a defensive perimeter around the group with an intensity that left his opponents breathless. Meanwhile, Trunks, a skilled wielder of the energy sword, executed precise and elegant cuts that perfectly complemented Goten's strategic defense.
Don't let any of them through, Goten. Keep our fronts safe while we look for weaknesses in their formation. Let's keep pushing.
Each movement drew lines of glowing energy in the air, creating a dynamic and effective wall of protection that neutralized any threat that dared to get too close to their companions. The combination of Goten and Trunks' skills not only demonstrated their individual mastery, but also their ability to work in a team in a fluid and coordinated way. Their actions were not only the result of practice and training, but also of a deep mutual understanding that allowed them to anticipate each other's movements with pinpoint accuracy. On the battlefield, the symbiosis was their greatest strength, making them an unstoppable force that courageously and determinedly defended those considered their family and home. The battle that was being fought was a whirlwind of energy and strategy, where every move had a deep meaning, and every decision impacted on the future of the contest. Goten and Trunks, the young Saiyan warriors, showed amazing coordination as they threw themselves into combat with a mixture of bravery and dexterity. His movements were like a martial dance, fluid and precise, designed to unbalance the dark creatures summoned by Takagami.
Trunks, to your right! Understood.
The voices of the young people echoed among the booms of explosions and the clash of powers. Each exchange of blows was a symphony of ki, a manifestation of the determination not to give ground in the face of the darkness that threatened to engulf them. Meanwhile, Gohan, with his indomitable spirit, deployed his ki in explosions of controlled energy, creating glowing spheres that exploded with force on impact against the shadows that rushed over them.
We can't give up! Our world depends on this! Every strike, every strategy, everything counts in this crucial battle! Let's keep fighting until the end!
His voice resonated with conviction, injecting courage into his companions. Piccolo, the calm but ruthless strategist, extended his arms with authority, generating defensive barriers that protected the group from surprise attacks. His eyes observed the battlefield with a calculated calm, evaluating every movement of the enemy to find the precise moment to counterattack.
Keep the pressure constant. We cannot allow them to make up ground. Every breakthrough we make is crucial to maintaining our advantage. Keep attacking relentlessly.
The sound of energy crashes and explosions was deafening, but during the chaos, the group's determination and unity shone like beacons of hope in the darkest night. Each of the Z warriors knew that they were not only fighting for their lives, but for the future of their home and the generations to come. Every attack, every block was another step towards victory or defeat, and they were not willing to give in to adversity. Amid the furious fray, every strategic move and every technique deployed by the Z warriors reflected years of training and experience, as well as a bond of trust and camaraderie that strengthened them in the most difficult moments. The coordination between them was a show of synchronization and dexterity, a chaotic but harmonious dance of attacks and defenses that kept at bay the dark forces that tried to dominate them. However, it was at a crucial moment, when hope seemed to be faltering in the face of Takagami's relentless persistence, that Goku and Vegeta, the legendary Saiyans whose power transcended known limits, demonstrated once again why they were revered as the most powerful warriors in the universe. With millimetric synchronization that only they could achieve after years of training in epic battles, they unleashed a devastating combined attack that shattered Takagami's defenses, leaving them exposed and vulnerable in the face of the final counterattack of the brave defenders of the Earth. The impact of their combined energy resounded on the battlefield like divine thunder, shaking reality itself with its overwhelming power. The energy blasts and shockwaves spread out like a gale, sweeping away any obstacles in their way and marking a decisive turn in the confrontation. The hearts of the Z Warriors swelled with renewed hope as they witnessed the result of the bravery and determination embodied in Goku and Vegeta, who were not only allies but also rivals who raised each other to new heights of power and dexterity. This epic moment not only symbolized the brute strength of the legendary Saiyans, but also the depth of their connection as battle companions and friends. Her self-sacrifice and dedication to protecting her home and loved ones shone with an intensity that defied the shadows of despair. With Takagami vulnerable before them, Earth's heroes prepared for the final assault, determined to put an end to the dark threat looming over their world and restore the lost peace. As this crucial opportunity approached, Gohan and Piccolo, two warriors whose togetherness goes beyond simple camaraderie, combined their powers with synchronization and understanding that only the closest battle partners could achieve. With relentless determination and a strategic focus sharp as the edge of a sword, they faced the creatures summoned by Takagami, with a bravery that inspired everyone present on the battlefield.
Mr. Piccolo, keep the rear guard. I'm going to the front. It is crucial to maintain our formation and protect our backs as we move forward towards the main battle. I trust you to keep us safe from behind.
Understood, Gohan. Don't let your guard down. Our coordination is key for being victorious. Stay alert and move forward with determination. Together we'll overcome this challenge.
Gohan's energy, bright and powerful as the sun as it peaks, was intertwined with Piccolo's tactical cunning and dexterity, creating a symphony of power and skill that defied expectations. Each coordinated movement between them was a masterful combined dance, where offensive and defense intertwined in a lethal harmony. The creatures summoned by Takagami, who once posed a formidable threat, now found themselves at a disadvantage in the face of the unbreakable union of these two exceptional warriors. The battlefield lit up with flashes of brilliant energy as Gohan and Piccolo unleashed their full potential, overcoming every obstacle with steely determination and calculated strategies. The trust between them was palpable, a connection that transcended words and manifested itself in every punch and every block. With each enemy defeated, their path to Takagami cleared, bringing them closer and closer to the final victory they sought to protect their world and their loved ones.
Gohan, you need to buy time. I will prepare my best attack to defeat these creatures. I trust you can keep them busy while I get ready. Together, we can change the course of this battle.
Mr. Piccolo, I'll do my best to buy time. My goal is to keep these creatures at bay as long as possible so I can prepare their attack. Trust me, I won't let you down.
The moment of truth was approaching, and Gohan was advancing with a firm step, while Piccolo prepared his best attack to defeat these creatures summoned by Bahamut's disciple and put an end to the darkness that had threatened his home. His fiery determination was a beacon of hope for those who witnessed his courageous struggle, reminding them that strength lies in the unity and indomitable spirit of those who fight for justice and peace. The critical moment came when every move decided the fate of the battle. Gohan, in a last effort, took his final form. With his bright and determined aura, advanced to the front of the battle line facing the dark creatures with a mixture of bravery and strategy, as he blocked the onslaughts of the shadows with his dazzling ki. The creatures summoned by Takagami were not easy rivals to beat, but Gohan in his ultimate form took a lot of confidence and began to face the creatures they are facing. Gohan knew that keeping the creatures at bay was crucial to allowing Piccolo to unleash his full power, while Gohan struggled to contain the shadows with his fast movements and powerful attacks. Piccolo concentrated his energy, preparing for the most powerful technique. The tension on the battlefield was palpable, but there was no room for doubt. Confidence in their abilities and in their partner was the key to facing the darkness that threatened to consume them.
Gohan, keep it up. You're demonstrating exceptional courage and impressive mastery on the battlefield. Every movement of yours is a barrier that prevents the advancement of these creatures. It's crucial that you hold this firmness for a few more moments while I finalize the preparations for my final ultimate technique. I have full confidence in your abilities and determination. Remember that our teamwork is the key to overcoming any challenge. Keep the pressure on and don't let your guard down. Together we can turn the tide of this battle and protect our loved ones.
Understood, Mr. Piccolo. I'll not allow them to advance a single step further. You can trust me. I'm fully prepared to take on this responsibility and keep these creatures at bay. Together, we can overcome this and protect our loved ones. My determination's unwavering, and I'll not back down in the face of this challenge, because I know that every stroke I stop here is a step towards victory. Our teamwork and mutual trust will give us the strength to prevail in this battle. Let's show them what we're capable of and write our own destiny in this struggle.
The scene unfolds with increasing intensity as Gohan definitively plunges into the maelstrom of combat. His determination is reflected in every gesture, in every tense muscle, and in every flash of energy that emanates from his being. The creatures summoned by Takagami's nightmarish creatures with twisted shapes and burning eyes fiercely advance towards Gohan, seeking to overwhelm him with their numbers and their uncontrolled fury. Gohan, however, is not daunted. His ki shines around him like an aura of power, marking every movement with a clear purpose. When the first creature lunges with sharp claws, Gohan responds with a precise block, channeling his energy to stop the attack with a glowing barrier. The resulting impact makes the ground tremble under his feet, but Gohan remains steadfast, his eyes fixed on his opponent. Each subsequent blow is an exhibition of martial skill and ki control. Gohan moves with grace and speed, dodging the onslaughts of creatures with fluid movements, and countering with calculated blows. His fists and legs turn into bursts of energy, hitting the enemies with force and precision. Each impact causes bursts of energy that light up the battlefield, drawing bright arcs in the air and kicking up swirls of dust around them. The creatures do not retreat easily. Their resistance is stubborn, and their thirst for destruction is insatiable. Gohan is forced to deploy more advanced techniques, combining his speed and strength with concentrated energy attacks. Ki waves cut through the air as Gohan releases bursts of controlled energy, seeking to weaken his opponents and open gaps in their defenses. Every block, every dodge, is a dance of anticipation and reaction. Gohan relies on his training and his intellect, reading the movements of the creatures, responding with precise movements. Your connection to your spiritual energy is evident in every movement, every pulse of energy emanating from your being. Meanwhile, Piccolo completes the charge of his definitive technique, his absolute concentration palpable in the air. The sound of his pent-up energy resonates on the battlefield, adding a layer of palpable tension to the charged atmosphere of battle. Gohan feels Piccolo's accumulated power as a beacon of hope and a call to redouble his efforts.
This is our chance, Gohan. Keep the pressure on them, and don't give them any respite. Every move of yours is crucial right now, as we are close to changing the course of this battle. I trust in your ability to keep them at bay, while we prepare our counterattack. Keep your determination, and keep going. Together, we can make it happen.
Gohan nods with determination as he prepares for the next attack. The combat dance between Gohan and the creatures reach its climax when Gohan, with a graceful twist, unleashes a series of energy blasts that cut through the enemy ranks. The creatures recoil momentarily, their twisted forms showing signs of weakness for the first time.
Goten! Trunks! I need you to be alert! Mr. Piccolo is preparing a powerful attack! Move quickly and maintain your defenses! Our coordination is crucial at this critical moment of the battle. We can't afford to make mistakes now. I'm confident in your ability to respond quickly and effectively. Stay focused and keep fighting with determination. Come on, we can still turn the tide of this battle in our favor.
The moment came when Gohan, with a precise movement, opened a breach in the creature's defenses, allowing Piccolo to unleash his devastating attack. With a resounding scream, Piccolo releases his ultimate technique, a beam of concentrated energy that cuts through the sky like a fiery comet. Makankasapo! The pure energy swirls frantically around the lightning, forming a spiral of controlled energy that seems to dance in the air with calculated ferocity. The extreme concentration of energy causes a burst that radiates a dazzling radiance, as if the sun itself were transcending on the battlefield. The energy beam, with its incomparable power, transverses the enemy ranks with pinpoint accuracy, neutralizing the creatures with an amazing efficiency that takes the breath away of those who witness its devastating impact. The initial explosion is only the prelude to the destruction that is unleashed. The torrent of concentrated energy envelops the creatures in a lethal embrace, eroding their forms with an overwhelming intensity. Each wave of energy emanating from the ray is like a chisel, carving out space itself, gradually disintegrating the creatures that meet its path with an inexorable inevitability. The show is both majestic and terrifying, with the energy displayed manifesting in vibrant colors that collide and intertwine in a chaotic dance. The controlled destruction leaves in its wake a trail of disintegration that seems to defy the very laws of physics, demonstrating the supreme power that resides in the hands of those who master the arts of combat and energy control. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the dark threat dissipating with each defeated creature. Gohan and Piccolo, breathing heavily, but with a satisfied smile, met in the center of the battlefield, knowing that their teamwork and determination had tipped the scales toward victory. Now, with the road to Takagami clear, they were preparing for the final assault, confident that their union would return their greatest strength. The battlefield gradually quieted down, the echo of controlled destruction echoing through the air as the enemy creatures vanquished before the combined might of Gohan and Piccolo. The glow of the dissipated energy hinted at the near victory, marked by the determination and teamwork of the brave warriors Z, Gohan, and Piccolo. Breathing heavily but with a smile of satisfaction on their faces, met in the center of the battlefield, exchanging looks of complicity that spoke of a bond forged in battle and camaraderie. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta were facing Takagami in an epic duel that defied the limits of known power. With their faces marked with determination and their eyes shining with a fierce intensity, the two legendary Saiyans demonstrated once again why they were considered the most powerful warriors in the universe. His movements were like a whirlwind of quick attacks and precise defenses, each strike resounding like thunder in the energy-charged air. "Vegeta, keep the pressure on! Let's finish this together!"
Of course, Kakarot. I'm not gonna let this guy beat us.
The intensity of their confrontation filled the battlefield, making the ground shake with every energy shock. Takagami, although powerful, was in a challenging position in the face of the unstoppable combination of Goku and Vegeta.
I'll not underestimate your power, Saiyans. I recognize their bravery, but their determination will not be enough to stop me. My strength is unshakable. My power is unstoppable. Get ready to face the real darkness.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.